Yo, hello, only YouTube viewers. Welcome to another special video. I'm recording this off stream before my vacation so that I will give you things to watch while I am basking in the sun by a pool listening to Dune. Part 5, probably at that point, because I am deep in the books. Anyways, this is the other interesting list that was published from Eternal Weekend. If you haven't already checked out the stream, it's that TrueHero. Sure hope that's correct. TrueHero is an Italian, I think, legacy specialist who, when plays vintage, plays Death Shadow. And now this is like not a deck that anyone else plays besides TrueHero. TrueHero is the only one who has been able to make it work, but it's such a cool list that I can't help but show it off. It's a Deathrite Shaman, Death Shadow, like, like kind of a tempo-y, almost a legacy deck, like a Delver kind of style deck with some dazes and some stuff like that. I was hoping that this list would have Dress Down, because Dress Down Death Shadow is kind of a cool little combo. But it doesn't look like there's any Dress Down in this list. And I'm going to play the list as is. I don't know anything about this archetype. I will trust that TrueHero, who placed 9th on Breakers. I think they lost their winning into Doomwake, unfortunately. Well, fortunately for Doomwake, unfortunately for TrueHero. But I mean, it was nice that I got to see one of them make it in the top 8. So I had someone to send all the streaming viewers to for the top 8. So yeah, I'm gonna put it up right in front. I am no expert at this style of deck. I'm going to make a lot of play mistakes as we learn and play through this deck. But I think it should be fun. It looks like a cool deck, and I'm excited to try it. So let's check it out and just jump into a league. And we're here, round 1, with the Shadows. Again, I must preface this. I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's learn together. I mean, I feel like I'll find sources, right? Like, this doesn't seem like it's not a keep. Like, obviously, there's the obvious problem of mana, but we have a Deathrite Shaman, right? So it's no longer a problem, I would assume. Oh, well, we also have a Street Wraith to cycle. Also, they can't counter this. We have a Daze. I don't know. I feel like this looks like a pretty reasonable hand to me. Does look like a legacy hand, but... Oh, no! What is this Thoughtseize artwork? No! No, what is this? Pain. Don't I own, like, good Thoughtseizes? What happened here? I own great Thoughtseizes. Do I have Wastelands? I do. Okay, sweet. Alright. Bazaar of Baghdad. This is so sad. This video is ruined. Should I just refund the league? Start again? No, we'll play it out and we'll just try to ignore the fact that it's a sad looking Thoughtseize. Okay, so we're up against Hollowvine. We actually have an active Deathrite Shaman to kind of neuter their engine, which is nice. I'm gonna try to cycle into like a Wasteland or something first. Hello there, Wasteland. Yeah. So, like, a thing to be aware of is Noxious Revival on Bazaar. So, like, I could hold up my Deathrite Shaman activation. But I have an active Daze for that. So, I think I would rather just eat the Master, which gets the forces off. Makes it so they're less likely to have forces. I could at least go to their turn before Noxious. I don't think it matters that much, but... that way I could, like, if they went for the Bazaar, like a Noxious for the Bazaar, I could eat it with the Deathrite Shaman. I do think that, like, if it was a squee, I wouldn't care, and I would probably just try to play around Noxious on Bazaar, but because it's a Master that pitches to Force, I think it's better to... Okay. So we did lose out on our Trop, but we have an active death, right, Shaman. Um, Cycle. Hmm. Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to eat this Bazaar and see what happens. I do have a Force in case they have a Noxious. Maybe I'm not supposed to eat the Bazaar in case they have a Noxious, and that way I'm less likely to get my activation stifled. I guess I could see that being true. Um. Okay, they had a misstep. All right. Well, I'm not gonna force over this. I think it was better to cast Ponder to try to find a mana source than anything. Next turn I could guess I can eat a Wasteland. All right, I'm gonna force this. Don't really want this to happen. They can have their own force or misdirection, but this is my mana right now, so all right, another Street Wraith. Let's get us down to Death Shadow range, maybe. Okay, so if we fetch, I think we should start by Thought Seizing. I can get an underground. I did make sure I got the right Watery Grave, so some points for Justin. All right, so let's Thought Seize you. Force of Negation, Master, Vengevine. So I guess we will just take this Force of Negation. Don't want to like put over a Root Walla in play. Don't want to put a Vengevine in the yard right away. Don't really want to put a Master of Death in the yard because I want to just play my Death Shadow this turn. Obviously, playing the Death Shadow this turn opens me up to Fury until I find another way to get more damage. But they don't have any red cards in their hand, so I don't think I should be super worried. I assume I'm just going to get my Watery Grave Strip Mined, and then I have to just draw like another fetch land, and then we'll be safe. I didn't draw that, so we're attacking. And like I said, Watery Grave, fetch land, yeah, that's a good one. So I think I'm just going to go Watery Grave, yes. Eat. A misstep. Attack. And I have days now for Fury, so... And I also, the Fury can't kill my 6/6. Can't see myself losing from this board spot. The top deck strip mine off of the Cycle Streetway was just a great example of drawing as hot as the sun. Okay, so now that we've drawn as hard as the sun, we have 2 Tabernacles, 2 Soul Guide Lanterns, 3 Surgical Extractions, and maybe Veil of Summers. And what is bad? God, I have no idea. Thoughtseize, probably. I can't imagine Thoughtseizes is at a good rate here. Like I said, I have never played this deck. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be bringing in and out. So this is just off the top of my head. Thoughtseize feels like it's a bad rate as it costs 1 mana. Misstep is a tough one to say because they are like 4 Noxious Revival and we have a big Wasteland plan. So I kind of think we don't want to get rid of Misstep. Like I think Daze is good against my opponent's deck because it's always a counter spell. But then again, like, what am I gonna do? Like, I don't want to take out Sedgemoor Witch because Sedgemoor Witch is like pretty good at going wide against this deck. Maybe something like a Slow Tutor is not great. I gotta be careful. I am taking out a lot of ways to make my Death Shadows bigger. Can I cut these? I don't know. This is my gut instinct. These seem like the weakest cards. I don't think any of these other cards are like bad. Like Deathray Shaman seems actively good. Maybe you can trim Street Wraith, but I felt like getting rid of these many things that deal me damage, then I should probably not get rid of more. I don't know. Hopefully, maybe this video will eventually make its way to TrueHero and they can tell me what I did wrong. Always willing to learn and get better at these side strategies. Okay. Um, that was really, yeah. I mean, I think we were gonna lose that game, but then we found a strip mine, and that's kind of an example of exactly the weakness of Hollowvine. Hollowvine is just a deck that relies all on Bazaar, and that was what was really cool about the video I just filmed, which was Asmogak, which plays like some amount of mana sources, and it was like a very reasonable can play Magic even without a Bazaar. So it's nice to have those kind of backdoor avenues to playing the game when you're a Bazaar deck. And Gak is really the only version of Bazaar that gets to play Magic without a Bazaar. But I think it's really cool that it does. I think it's awesome that that kind of like that kind of range inside of the Bazaar super archetype is like is viable. Being able to play a different kind of Bazaar deck versus different meta games is really sweet. I don't know where our opponent went. Because it kind of looks like in the log they're not here, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure what's going on. I'll look at my deck list while we wait. Oh, no, they're not here. I don't know what's going on. Let's look at this deck list while we wait. So the Wasteland is nice. Really complements the Deathrite Shaman package and the whole idea of, a tempo-oriented game plan. I'm a big fan of Sedgemoor Witch plus Flusterstorm as well. I think that's an underutilized interaction in Vintage right now. For a while, Sedgemoor Witch was its own deck, its own archetype, Witch Tinker, even Witch without Tinker, just a Witch deck, just playing like the full 4 Flusterstorms. But that's kind of died down since the printing of Saga, which doesn't exactly make sense because Witch actually is good against Saga. Which is a little bad against Saga fetching Manifold Key is the issue there. So it gets a little weird, but I think this card is still really, really strong, and people for a while recognize that, but it seems like it's kind of fallen out of favor. But I think it could come back. It's just like a really strong card. What I'm gonna do is, because I'm not live streaming, I'm gonna just stop talking here, and I will cut to when my opponent returns. As per usual, my opponent returned legitimately 2 seconds after I stopped recording. So we're back. We are back, and my hand consists of just my favorite Magic cards. Yeah, we're gonna make this player's day a little less happy. You'll kind of love to see this kind of hand against Hollowvine. I'm gonna get a stop in their draw step. Okay, that's a strong hand from my opponent. Double squee, bizarre hollow one. The first order of business is we need to... God, what do I do with all these street wraiths? I have no idea. Recycle street wraith? What's the worst that could happen? I have no idea how I'm supposed to play street wraiths. As per the last video. That's a nice one. Okay. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start by wastelanding and getting them off their Bazaar engine. That's the first order of business. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to cast this Surgical in case they Noxious Revival their Bazaar. I'm going to wait until their draw step. Now, that does open me up to them drawing some forces, but it also lets me play around Noxious, which I think is more important. The first person to cast in the battle between Noxious and Surgical is going to be the loser. So we know my opponent's hand is going to be Squee, Master of Death. Inside of draw step, I'm going to Surgical the Bazaars out of their deck. And this has a pretty high likelihood of working, seeing as I have a second Surgical. I think that's the best timing window. I could be wrong. Sure, leave a comment if you think there's a better timing window. But I think Playing around my opponent's Noxious is probably the most important. Okay, so my opponent has a Gaia's Cradle, actually really annoying versus my Tabernacle. Um, so we're gonna have to be able to strip mine that. But in general, once I get this hollow one off the board, I should be in good shape. I can put off that step. So I did take some damage from the Cycle Street Wraith plus Double Surgical, so I gotta be careful on when I use these. If my opponent chooses not to play Cradle, we slam Tab. If they choose to play Cradle, they did. Then we just start by... I think we just start by stripping the Cradle, and then... I think we just start by strip mining the Cradle. Don't think there's anything worth surgicaling here. I'm going to go to 6, and then I'm going to go play a Tabernacle. Hopefully they don't find another land. If they find a land, we are in trouble, because we just took so much damage. I guess theoretically we could just draw like land street, death right. What are they called? Shadow. But let's just do this and try to conserve our life total here. Looks like my opponent has had enough. They don't get any more Bazaars for the rest of the game, so they probably have to, like, discard a Root Wallet at hand size and find another Cradle, which they could do. So they could play this game out. They could always do, they could always play this game out. There's, like, some outs to this game, but this is a pretty good, wipe their board, take all their Bazaars out of their deck, makes Hollowvine not very fun to play. Okay, round 2. With the shadows, I've got magic cards in my hand, so I'm gonna keep. I don't know. I'm having a very hard time parsing what is a good hand with this deck, but I mean I have a Wasteland which covers my bizarre matchups, and I have a pretty early shadow and a backup cruise plan, so I don't know. Seems reasonable. All right, so I am up against one of the stronger decks in the format. Looks like it's gonna be one of the Tinker variants. I do see a Strip Mine, which leads me to believe it might be one of like the 4-color more aggressive variants. Means I'm gonna hold open my, so I can't get, so if I crack, I go 17, 15, 13, and I can't play Death Shadow. So we should just not get my land wastelanded, hold open my Flusterstorm, and go to the next. My opponent does have probe. If they draw a blue card, they're likely to probe me. If they don't draw a blue card, they're likely to hold it for force. Interesting. I think I'm gonna cycle this Street Wraith. Okay. Get a Death Shadow in play. I'm not gonna play this Deathray Shaman because I want to hold up Force Fluster. I think I had, like, obviously I can get Strip Mine, but I don't think that's a huge deal. I'm considering flustering this. Not great. Just like thinking of the things that they can get that are bad for me. I assume they do like get a. I mean, I have Saga covered. Okay, I'm gonna let this happen. I think this is fine. I don't think we win if we force, like, if we fluster this. I think we probably are not happy because we would let them resolve whatever they want. Not really sure. Like, I think they could just get a key, which I guess is a little annoying, but they could also just, like, think the best play is to get a Saga, which would be reasonable. Maybe I am supposed to play Death Right. I'm trying to figure out if there was a way I could have played this better, but I can't play this Death Shadow without fetching. And I don't think I was supposed to fetch a basic, like, because there's a strip mine, so I think this works fine. I'm interested to see what they vamp for. Obviously, they can probe me if they draw a blue card, which they did. But now they know I have Fluster Force, which is going to be tough for them. They have a lot of expensive cards, it looks like. They also know that if they fetch Saga, it's bad because I have a Wasteland. So I did get strip mined, but I guess if my opponent got a Lotus, this could be pretty bad sequence for me. Maybe the better play was to leave one fetch land up and play a Deathrite Shaman. I was like convinced I wanted to play a Death Shadow because I wanted to clock my opponent before they killed me, because my opponent looks like they have a much more powerful hand than I do. That might have been a mistake. Could have been that I was just supposed to play Deathrite and not expose, I mean, not expose my Flusterstorm land to being strip mined. Obviously, it would have exposed this land to being strip mined. They did get Lotus. So I'm gonna lose here then. They're gonna have four. No, I shouldn't lose here. But I am in trouble because I don't have. Yeah, so they can get. Yeah. Hmm. So it looks like the misplay here was to play Death Shadow instead of playing Deathrite Hold Open Fetch. Okay. Yeah. In my mind, I was thinking I want the clock in play because my opponent's gonna murder me. But it doesn't look like that's correct. I mean, if we don't die this turn, we're still not dead in the water. That was the play? See. So I force this and then cruise? What am I missing here? So they have Time Vault and Unknown and now 4 unknowns? So I assume they demonicked for that, but that seems really odd to me. So I have some more options as well. I can crack fetch C to make this a 2-turn clock. Or I can Wasteland. Either avenue lets me cruise. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I think this is better than Wastelanding. 2-turn clock is important, right? I guess I technically could go pack for 4, play a Deathrite. No, that won't do it. I mean, I think this is where we want to be. 2-turn clock, and I have a treasure cruise coming off. They have Vault and 4 unknowns. Yeah, I mean, this looks good. I can do it before in case I draw, like, I don't know what I would draw. I think Preordain will be more useful than Death, right? Like, try to find a force. Okay. I mean, they have to kill me this turn through a force, which seems good. I'm unsure if my opponent made the correct choices on their tutors, to be honest. I feel like they may have had a plan, and then after they probed me, they didn't like the plan they had. Monkey to chump. Okay. I think forcing there would be bad. Okay. Like, if they just have Fluster, it's just a really bad use of my spells. What do I have for removal in my main? Nothing? That's interesting. So I guess we'll just constrict their mana, get a Deathrite Shaman in play, and hold up all the counter magic. So, I mean, it still looks really good for me. Think I want... They've already used all their black spells. I'm just going to cut off their red source and play a Deathrite, and then I get to hold up Daze Force. Looks pretty tough for my opponent, I would think. Oh, they skipped a turn, which is probably not what you wanted to do. I think they're being funny. I mean, I feel like they probably had some top decks. I don't know if I would have... I mean, I think I would have at least gone to my draw step. But I do appreciate some funnies, so... All right, so what do we know? We know my opponent is on Ragavant, Saga, Tinker, Saga Tinker deck thing. Oh. I don't know what TrueHero was bringing in this matchup. Could be Decay. If they're Breach, Decay looks nice. Could be Hercules. Could be Flux. I don't know if I want Flux against the Pyroblast version, though. We do know they're on red. I don't really think I like Flux when they can be red. I like Flux against 8 cast, against Golos, and against blue-black. But not against Pio and not against Pyroblast. Could we bring Veil of Summer in? Bro, I have no idea. How am I supposed to fit all these cards? Days on the draw. I really should go watch a video of TrueHero and just like... It's TrueHero. It's TrueHero? Oh my god, did I get it wrong? A TrueHero? Did I give the link wrong? Twitch.tv / it's... Man, it'd be so sad. Can't find it. That's deal. All right, we're just gonna figure it out ourselves. I definitely watched one match where they abrupt decayed a monkey. I just don't know. Maybe Hercules is not what we want, and we just want abrupt decay. Maybe we don't want Vamp, and maybe we don't want... Maybe we do something like this again. Okay. Is that TrueHero? I don't think that's what I said at the start of this video. So if you made it to this point and couldn't find the Twitch channel, that's on me. I'll try to remember to link it in the like comments or the description or something. After we go to the next game, I'll see if I can find a good sideboard plan for us. I mean, this looks like powerful spells, so obviously it's a little land heavy. Maybe that makes it a mulligan, but we have a redraw, we have a demonic, we have fast mana, we have street wraith. I mean, my opponent has a bit of a better hand. Looks like turn 1 ancestral with Pyroblast or Flusterstorm backup. I again have no idea what the correct timings are for these street wraiths. It's all nonsense to me. Not nonsense, but it's all... I have no idea. I don't think they play Daze. They want to Pyroblast or Fluster this. I don't think I care. I do want a Deathrite Shaman, though. I think I'm just going to go... Grave? No, I probably should go fetch Grave. Gonna get the most cards in my yard for Delve and deal me the most damage to get my Death Shadow in play. So that's unfortunate. I don't have any counter magic, so if they tinker me, I do die. Grip Mine, sure. Really annoying that this deck like, has a strip mine in it, but I mean, strip mine is a restricted card and is very powerful, so it does make some sense. Thoughtseize is an interesting draw, though. Not great against an active Flusterstorm. The lowest I can get my life total to is 12, which means I'm in bolt range, which means I don't really want to do that. But Flusterstorm might be good bait to get resolve a cruise here. So thinking we get the Underground Sea and we thought sees our opponent, see what's going on, see if we can bait a Fluster. No, they don't have a Fluster. They have a Pyroblast, Eliminate, Demonic Tutor, Sphinx of Steel Wind. This deck is a pile. Apologies to my opponent. I'm sure they took a list from someone who was very powerful wizard, but I've looked at the decks that have been winning the Eternal Weekends, and some of them are very interesting configurations, like 10 fetches, 4 fetchables, and 3 tops, and they're very convinced they're the best decks in the format, but I think there's lots of tuning that can go into them, and they could use some work. 3 Volcanics, though, does not lend towards the deck that I'm talking about, so this just looks like a different Crixus Tinker pile. I'm going to just take this Pyroblast, and then I'm going to resolve my Treasure Cruise. Obviously, they have an answer for my Death Shadow, but it shouldn't be a huge deal. My opponent has exclaimed that the hand is not good, which I would agree with. I think that's just unlucky a little bit, though. Like, they cast Ancestral Recall, and instead of drawing fetch lands, they drew all Volcanic Islands. That's just bad luck. But I think what I'm trying to say is when your deck is like mono restricted cards and like lacks cohesion, you can draw extremely powerful hands, and if you run really hot, the deck looks really good. But if you draw the wrong cards, the deck doesn't. So it's just a little bit of each way. This is interesting, I think, because now I get to, I mean, what cards do I even want to put back off this Brainstorm? I guess I want to put back this Watery Grave, so it's probably worth it no matter what. Yeah, so I can go Watery Grave, Fetch Land. I mean, this looks insane. That was a really good Brainstorm, I think. And then I can go Watery Grave, yes. Jet, yes. Time Walk. Deathrite Shaman, because I don't want... Oh, no, they have an Eliminate, right? Oh, yeah, okay. So I just play the Death Shadow this turn. They don't have the mana. I guess they could have drawn a Force here, which is the only thing I'm playing into. Could I have played around that meaningfully? No, I guess. Okay, sure. Yeah, that one's probably on me. I probably should have played the Deathrite Shaman. I guess Flusterstorm would not have helped on this next turn unless I chain things pretty well, but I guess we can just do it again, right? Demonic is better to be a witch, or is it better to be a Death Shadow? Probably a Death Shadow, I would think, right? Death Shadow, land, Deathrite Shaman. I don't have... My Flusterstorm's not insane because I don't have... Like, my opponent draws a black source, then... Okay, they drew a monkey. Don't care about that. Like, they have a lot of mana to work with. A witch is a good draw, though. Witch is a fantastic draw. I'm gonna fetch. I'm just gonna get a... I guess I'll get a tropical... No, I shouldn't need to gain life. Maybe I'm just supposed to get a tropical just so I have the option to gain life. I guess that could be true. Yeah, my opponent is in deep doo-doo. Wow. Okay. I think I drew really well there, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, we've located a powerful wizard in the power 9. Our hand is a lot of mana, and I don't really feel like it's going to be very good against a Tinker deck, so I'm going to mulligan it. Um, oh, also, I took some time in between this game and the last game to look at some TrueHero sideboard plans, and I think I am underboarding Thoughtseize and Street Wraith out. So we will try slightly different board plans for the coming matches. I don't know if you're always supposed to bottom the Wasteland there, but I expect my opponent to not be playing a deck where Wasteland matters too much, though. I guess they could be. I guess they're probably on Saga, so maybe I am just supposed to keep the Wasteland at all times and get rid of something else. That was a surprise to me to not see any dress down in this list. I feel like this would be a pretty decent dress down list. Killing 2 constructs and turning your Death Shadow into a 13/13 seems like it would be a good play to me, but again, I am not TrueHero, so I don't know. Not my deck. I'm gonna hold that one for a Saga, and I'm just going to play C go. See go. Maybe look at an end step brainstorm or an end step vamp. Not sure. This also holds up like a vamp street wraith, which would let me get a force of will if I was gonna get tinkered, which would be pretty interesting. Or not interesting, but at least a nice play to not die. So yeah, I think this makes sense to me. Volk, Monkey. All right, well, Brainstorm plays into Monkey fairly well. We'll see if we're allowed to do that based on my opponent's untapped blue-red mana. I know P9's been liable to counter a Brainstorm in response to a Monkey trigger, so looks like that will be the case. Hopefully they just flip like a Death Shadow or something that's not very good. They flipped a Preordain. I would not consider that to be a bad hit. Free Preordain is pretty damn good. Does mean my opponent will be tapped out for our turn. We might be able to do something powerful. Personally, I'm thinking about Vamp Ancestral. But we could always do draw, time walk. I don't know. 2 cards on the bottom. I'm thinking Vamp Ancestral. Nope, I'm thinking not. Let's cycle in case we hit a... Not that. I'm looking for a creature above all else. Because I am about to get hit by a monkey again. I guess I can preordain and help a little bit here. Wonder if I should go Watery Grave. 13. I think it's fine. Force. I can just give them Wasteland, draw Force. Seems... No, I did it the wrong way. I give them Force. Did do it the other way. I draw Force and give them Wasteland. Oh, there's no undo here, so... Do I want to draw Force, or do I want to give them Force? I don't really want to draw Wasteland, so I guess I'll just draw Force and they'll get a random card. I definitely messed that up. It should have been draw Force, give them Wasteland, because it's just a treasure. I could theoretically force the monkey, but... maybe I will. Maybe I will force the monkey. Makes my dig more likely to resolve. This has been like a pretty compact draw from this style of deck. I guess every deck that draws a monkey is going to be more compact than when you do not draw a monkey. Like, if my last opponent had drawn a monkey, they wouldn't be able to cast all their black spells. So I guess this deck is just hinging on does it draw a monkey or not, which is an interesting dynamic. Especially with all the decks in the format that can block monkey. There's a lot of creatures running around right now in Vintage. This monkey has hit some solid gold off me. There we go. A Wasteland is a nice dead draw. Only 2 cards in my opponent's hand. I can hit their Volcanic with a Strip Mine so that I don't get Pyroblasted and then dig. Seems very good for me. They are now holding up Hardcast Force. They are now casting something. It's a lot of blue mana. Oh, Merchant for Dig or Merchant for Narset. All right, sorry, Merchant for Dig or Merchant for Ancestral. I mean, that's a good card too. Yeah. Not a fan. Not a fan of that one. I guess hitting this Volcanic wouldn't matter because there's a treasure token in play. So that kind of idea. Pretty sure I have to hold this Strip Mine for an Urza Saga. It's not unlikely that my opponent finds an Urza Saga off of this Dig Through Time. Does not seem like to be the case. Okay, that's a better play. I'm going to just play this Sedgemoor Witch. They have to have exactly Force. Blue card. They have to find exactly blue card Force off of the dig. This isn't going to block Monkey right away, but oh wow, they found exactly blue card Force off of the dig. Okay, well, we're back on the Monkey train. I'm at 8 because I fetched land, shocked myself. I'm looking for another miss on this monkey, please. They found the other Sedgemoor Witch. Well, that is notably not a miss. I do not believe we're going to win this game. This monkey just completely beat the shit out of us. I've had a lot of answers for monkey, but they all got countered, so a little late on that Force of Will. I do have an active play here, which is nice, because I know my opponent has just a monkey in hand. But I need to find exactly death. I don't have a non-shocking land. So I have to go like fetch Trop Deathrite. Not very good for me. Unfortunately, I'm gonna die to my own Sedgemoor Witch here. I needed this monkey to brick for one more turn, but I didn't get there. Did not get there. I mean, I think the real problem is I messed up that one preordain, and that probably cost me any shot I had of winning the game. I honestly believe if we had preordained correctly, I might have been able to win this. Like, I don't think I can deal with this because I already lost my other my other one. Like, this is the worst possible thing that could have hit off the top of my library. I think it's like might have been even worse than Ancestral. It is absolutely possible that this card was a worse hit for me than Ancestral Recall. It has to be some combination of 2 cards, so almost. This steal was just too much. Easily the best thing. I think it might have been better than Ancestral, because I think I could have beat an Ancestral, theoretically, but I could just never beat the second Sedgemoor Witch. Bring in Abrupt Decay and Veil, and I'm going to board out 1 Thoughtseize, 3 Street Wraith. Is what I saw. I could have seen wrong. Oh, I did see Breach, so maybe I should bring in... I saw Brain Freeze, so maybe I should be bringing in like Lantern instead of Preordain. I don't know if that's actually what card you're supposed to board out, but doesn't seem unreasonable to have some lanterns in. Maybe we just like don't want Vampiric Tutor instead. Just a slow tutor is not what we're looking for. I don't know the answer. again, clearly. But we'll try something like this. It is tough to play people's homebrews because you don't know what their plan is. You have to try to figure it out. But I think this makes sense in my head, so at least some of it. Maybe it's like an 80% of the way there. Mm. Gonna do a lot of video rendering tonight, huh? Let me sweep. All right, sweet. On the play, verse P9, all mana. This one looks better. Just gonna put away the veil. Seems hard to cast anyways. More of a late game card. I am just going to try to resolve Ancestral on their turn. I have a daze, so I don't have to wait. Okay, I mean, I feel good about where we're at right now. It was a pretty solid start. Have good coverage on some of the more powerful plays. Have a nice follow-up of Deathray Wasteland, which is probably up in the, in the best starts we can have. That is a lot of accelerated mana. Time Walk, yeah, that one resolves. Representing Pyro and Fluster. Needle. I assume that will be on Wasteland or Deathray Shaman. I don't think I'm supposed to counter this, though. My opponent has 3 cards in hand. I think I would rather counter something that matters. I assume it'll be on Wasteland, and then they'll play they will play Inertia Saga. Maybe I have to counter it then, because I can't beat Inertia Saga. Monkey. Still holding up a bunch of counter magic. I think I'd like to fight over this. Didn't work out. Well. Pretty good. Maybe I'm supposed to pitch Daze instead of Fluster. Well, that holding Daze seems like it worked out here. Because now my opponent's going to cast my Demonic, and I have to fucking counter it. My opponent, oh man, Ragavan hitting all daggers all day. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. At least we got rewarded for our play. I don't know if it was the right play. Let's take 2 and see what my opponent has. Ragavan Island. I'm not going to take another 2 here. I'm just going to play Underground Sea, Deathrite Shaman. Wasteland is turned off. So my opponent's on top deck mode. This Ragavan is going to trade with my Deathrite Shaman. Or it's not going to trade with my Deathrite Shaman. It's just going to go into play. I think I'm willing to preordain even though it turns off my force. Just want to find action. Just deploy this. Hold up force. Hold up my death rate for blocking. 1 card in hand. Are they attacking? Are you willing to make this trade? They're not willing to make this trade. Thoughtseize. I don't think this card gets much better, but I also don't think it's good right now. I doubt they have something in their hand that matters. I'm gonna cast a Preordain. Another Deathrite Shaman. And a Mental Misstep. Okay. Can draw into this Mental Misstep at any time. I guess I should attack. I probably should have attacked before I played a Deathrite Shaman, maybe. Well, then they have an opportunity to force it, so this makes more sense then. Okay, so I have Force. They have 2 cards. I'm really weak to Urza Saga because of this needle. Like, hella weak to Urza Saga. I can't imagine beating an Urza Saga here. But I gotta do what I gotta do. Maybe I do need to bring in Decay. Did I bring in Decay? I did bring in Decay. Okay. Maybe I was supposed to Force Needle is another thing that could have happened. Could have Daze Needle, actually. I mean, if they never draw a Saga, it's correct. But if they ever draw a Saga, it's bad, right? They have 1 card, and here's their 1 card. Do I need to force this? It's a dig. Like a dig. Almost certainly a dig, yeah. Let's draw into that mental misstep and force their dig. Now we're both on 0 cards, but I am playing 2 Death Rights, and they have a monkey. I have green mana. Okay, I mean, they can just top deck Tinker and kill me. That's kind of the downside here. This deck might want to have Hydroblat. I guess Hydrobrick doesn't stop Tinker. Yeah, that's a good top deck. That is a good top deck. I don't think these Deathrite Shamans are going to race, so we are in some deep shit. I think this deck really wants Dress Down. I really think it does. Unfortunately, I had to use that misstep to counter the dig through time. I would have loved to be able to use the misstep to counter the top, you know? Oh my god. All right, well, when you run hot, you run hot. Jesus, what was a draw? At some point, they should just trade this Ragavan off for one of these Deathrite Shamans. I guess they still have a spin here, so it's not the end of the world for them. It was just very good for me. My best card is probably a Delve spell. Or even a Time Walk is like pretty reasonable. It's a lot of damage. It's like a Lightning Bolt, or I guess it's more like a Rift Bolt, or I guess it's more like a, I don't know, Flames of the Blood Hand or something. It deals 4 damage. Boros Charm. Well, they found an answer. Their answer is Lelia. Yeah, that's a good one. So it looks like it's the 6-Emp Breach deck, so it's not a Tinker deck. It's actually a Breach deck. So I think boarding in the Abrupt Decays are much better than they would be normally. Yep, you put your top back on top so you can cast your top, which I'm just telling you, it's real rude. This race does not look fantastic for me. And by it doesn't look fantastic for me, I mean I'm losing it very badly. Would probably need to draw a Death Shadow on this next draw, and then my opponent would have to brick, which is going to be hard when they have a top and a Lelia. Again, a Delve spell is pretty good. A Death Shadow is pretty good. Ponder could be good. Don't think I need to eat green. Full Guide, Lantern, Thoughtseize, Watery Grave. All right, let's put them all back. Shuffle. Found the Death Shadow. That's a good one. They should spin for a misstep. No? Okay. This should stop their attack. I wish I had ways to get my Death Shadow in, like Berserk or Battle Rage or something. I guess I could top deck Abrupt Decay. Would have also work. What'd they top deck? A Dak. A good one, but not a great one. I guess they could draw with top and activate. They're just going to activate and just mill 2 and then spin. I guess that works too. Yeah, it's probably better. Now they get a fresh look. See what they can find. I do have lethal on the table, so that's nice. So it looks like an Abrupt Decay would be just like win the game on the spot. Yeah, I mean, this has been an interesting match. This deck is very hard to play. I definitely don't think I'm good at it. Not the kind of deck I would register, for sure. For sure. All right, what has my opponent found? Anything strong with this top, or you theoretically are probably leaving this back because this will kill you? All right, I'm going to eat, probe, and then Abrupt Decay wins. All right, you have to chump your Lelia. So they have a top and they have a DAC. I have just Deathrite activation and Fluster, which is pretty decent coverage for Underworld Breach Brain Freeze, right? Maybe it's not good enough coverage. Kind of depends on the sequence. But they can dig really deep. They can go 6 cards deep here for a spell that matters. And they have a lot of mana. 4 volcanics is a lot of volcanics as well. So I think this is definitely just the 6M version of Breach. Yeah, this is interesting. This deck is like definitely really just too much thought for me. I can't. I think maybe I should bring more. Thoughtseize is such a weird card in Vintage. Can be good, but it can also be in my hand and be bad, I guess. Like a late game. Definitely don't know the intricacies of casting Thoughtseize in Vintage either. All right, let's see what P9 has come up with. I would assume DAC activation, maybe. Or if the card they found is good, no DAC activation. But if the card they found is not good, okay, so they're going to top first, which gives them 2 cards to work with on this DAC activation. Demonic. I have no counterplay to that one. Maybe they're going to go for a breach kill here. Between Fluster and Deathrite, do I not have enough to beat a breach kill? I don't know the answer. Like if they cast breach, do I eat demonic? Probably. Oh, should be interesting. They still have a DAC activation to work with as well. So they could theoretically go for a cruise or yeah, I think I'm supposed to let this happen. I think this needs to be held. Sphinx Blast, go. I can't imagine what kills me here. Maybe double Lightning Bolt. I don't think they play double Lightning Bolt. I'm gonna just leave open Deathrite for double Lightning Bolt. Oh, I guess I should have played that in case I needed to deal more damage. I don't know why I would need to be able to deal more damage. Okay, I think from my knowledge of these deck lists, I think the only thing they can have is double bolt, so I might as well just leave open eat Sphinx, eat Deathrite or whatever. Though that would, yeah, I think that makes sense to me. gonna bring out a Thoughtseize are these days on the draw. And let's get some of these other cards back in. I don't know how many Thoughtseize I'm supposed to have. On the draw, maybe it's worse because of like Monkey is in play. I don't know. I don't know. I have no knowings. No knowings. Okay. I mean, this isn't an unreasonable hand by any means, but it's not the strongest. It's very much the modern hand. Preordain is fine. I'm thinking we're gonna go like Grave Lantern probably, unless we draw. Yeah, I'm just gonna go Grave Lantern. Maybe it's better to play Fetch. Probably not, right? Okay, well, that's fine. I don't really care if that gets messed up too much. It's obviously, it might represent they're trying to find a breach game plan though. Could be, could be. Okay, Ponder. Okay. Another Death Shadow. So I can only get us down to 15, which means we need to find more stuff. I feel like I'm kind of priced into preordaining, right? I guess I don't have to. I guess we can wait. This was like kind of my concern by taking out too many Thought Seizes and Vamps and Street Wraiths. Again, I feel really weak against this Urza Saga. He says as he draws the exact answer to Urza Saga. I've run really hot. Real hot. All I can say is I have run very hot. Soul Ring kind of indicates that they may be on Tinker, though, which is interesting. I don't think I'm allowed to Abrupt Decay Soul Ring, even if they're on Tinker. I think I have to hold it for a Monkey or a Lelia. It's an upkeep. Dig, I guess? Just like destroyed by these Pyroblasts, aren't I? I think it's worth it to force this. Also gets me closer to Death Shadow. Maybe it's not. Maybe this is bull. I just feel like I'm never going to be able to resolve a forest with this much Pyroblast up. And I don't have to worry about my like decay getting countered because, well, it's decay. All I want to draw here is a fetch land. Fetch land would have let me play Death Shadow go. All I wanted to draw. These flusters have looked not great. Like, is it going to be a monkey, I assume? Another saga. Yeah, I'm just like falling way too far behind. Oh, I fetched a... okay, well. That's an exclamation mark punt. Street Wraith. Can't cast it right now. Definitely wanted a Street Wraith, though. Yeah, that was not the best fetch I've ever done in my life. I walk. Wait. I did take 2 damage though, so I can play a 1/1 Death Shadow. I just play both my Death Shadows. What's the worst that could happen? I die? Maybe that's still correct. Now I have Death Shadows in play. I don't think it was, but like look how good would a dress down be? A dress down would kill their saga token and give me 2 13/13s, right? Feels like dress down would be sick. I don't think I drew very well this game, but I also besides the wasteland was sick. But I also played badly. It doesn't look like the monkey's happening, or maybe the monkey is just getting normal casted to block. Mm, yeah, ancestral. That's a good one. That is a good one. Want to buy 1 dress down. Oh Jesus. Okay, sure, yeah. Holds up everything. Fair enough. I probably need like fetch land. Good gosh. This is just not going to be good enough. Ragavan, Pyroblast, Breach, Merchant Scroll with double Saga. I'm dying. I'm gonna have to take Breach, right? I'm very dead, if I had to guess. Yeah, I don't think Abrupt Decaying or Ragavan would have changed this game. In fact, I think it might have even been fine to just get my Watery Grave so I can get my Death Shadows. I wonder if my opponent will attack me. I feel like we kind of need that in our lives. Though, I don't really feel like it's possible for us to find the cards we need. I assume they can also get a key here. Well, it's not. It's possible they don't have key in their deck if they're like a breach deck. Just a top. Mm-hmm. Like, unfortunately, I have to take breach, but I really wanted to take pyroblast so I could try to resolve a time walk. Time walk could be lethal. Now I don't think it's possible unless something crazy happens. Merchant Scrolls doesn't get Ancestral or Dig, but I guess it could get a Force of Will, so I guess it wouldn't matter either way. Like, if they find a blue card off of Narset, they can get a Force of Will off of Merchant Scroll, and they should just be winning, I would think. We do have, like, Decay on Construct, but we don't, like, have very many Street Wraiths in our deck, right? If we do Street Wraith, Decay, Construct, maybe? Something there. This is, like, the perfect board for a dress down. I know I keep saying that. I guess it would just get pyroblasted, but like, look how good dress down would be. Kill your board. My board turns into 13/13s. Lethal 13/13s. I take it. 100%. Take it. I go to whatever. 4. That is the rudest shit. They just top decked Bolt. Okay, I don't see the avenue to victory anymore. It's all closed out in front of me. Hmm. Time walk, I guess. They just have to merchant scroll for force, though, right? This is not nearly enough, but at least it taps them off of Lotus, I guess. Oh, this is not good. They got a Fluster Storm, which is probably better than a Force, so... I guess technically playing the Sedgemoor Witch means I do not die. And I like technically not dying. Nice Pyroblast. Jerk. One thing about this deck is it takes a long time to finish games of Magic, and I am sleepy now. Or maybe that's just my opponent's deck, actually. It's combined to be a fairly long Magic gathering. Okay, so the good news is I am not dead. The bad news is they get a Ragavan trigger, lose a construct, I lose a witch, and they like play another Ragavan to chump, and it's bad for me. Or they cast Tinker. There's a Tinker in this deck. Yeah. All right, I'm off it. I am off it. Okay, round 4. Ready, set, go. Keep. I like this hand. A lot of game. Uh-oh. Another filthy hollow viner. Oh, wait, no, that's actually dredge. Okay, well, I don't have a strip mine right away, but I do have a strip mine that I can get, which is nice. And I have a Deathrite, so it's still possible we can beat this dredge 7 card hand. 7 card hand is a lot of hand. Okay, only a single 3 dredger, so not the end of the world. Any hollow boys? Oh, a grief. Good grief. So they get a 2/2 because they have a bridge. And they take my best CAD. I don't know if my best card is Vamp or if my best card is Deathrite Shaman. But we'll see what opponent decides. I think my best card is Vamp because it lets me get Strip Mine, but they might think it's Deathrite Shaman because they don't know it lets me get Strip Mine. Possible. I'll have to see what opponent decides. Okay, they correctly chose Vamp. Oh, they have a Hollow Boy as well. It's a nice 7 card hand. Brief with a bridge, a dredger, and a hollow one. Okay, so I'm gonna cycle and try to find a strip mine. Did not find a strip mine, so I do need to fetch green off of this, so I have to use this to play the Deathrite. Oh, I guess I could have just fetched green now. Huh. Okay, I'm bad. Go to eat. I don't think we have time. I think we needed a strip right away. Oh, nothing happened. They do have an Icarid that I need to eat, but yeah. I need to draw a strip mine and eat this Icarid, which I can't do because I didn't fetch green. Okay, well, notably, this was bad. I should have fetched green on my first turn. Because I did hit strip mine, but I'm dying to this Icarid. Am I just dead to this Icarid? I should have chumped, actually. I should have chumped to eat the bridges. Wow, I didn't even think about that. I played too fast. I guess I could go demonic time walk and then cruise or something. Yes, I think I was supposed to chump to get the bridges away. Nah, I'm still gonna die to prize amalgam Icarid, so I have to eat the Icarid at some point here. So I think I need to eat the Icarid and draw a wasteland. So what I'm gonna do is demonic for time walk. Might give me enough time to do all of those things. Hmm. Found it. So now strip mine. The hell is that? Is that my reimbursement? What a fucking. Sorry. Excuse me. That looks like my reimbursement for Magic Online causing me to not be able to top. I mean, well, because it caused me to lose round 3 of the Eternal Weekend. If you haven't seen that video yet, go check it out. All right, so I successfully killed Bazaar and ate the Icarid, so they are just naturally dredging 3 here. I am almost around the corner, but not quite there. We are sorry you experienced an issue in your event. You bumped me up to the next prize tier. I'm going to tell you right now that that does not really meet my expectations, but I don't really know what could have met my expectations, so I guess it's just kind of a wash no matter what. Because, like, they can't make up for, like, the time. They, like, yeah. Anyways, sorry, I got sidetracked by that. All right, my opponent's dredging for 3. Please miss. They didn't exactly miss because they did hit therapy. So they could turn this into 2 Zomborgs if they want. Might be smart to turn this into 2 Zomborgs. Not sure what they're naming though. Are they targeting themselves or me? If they're targeting me, I don't know if I give a shit. I kind of can't have them named Deathrite. Do they know I have a Deathrite? They do know I have a Deathrite, right? So let's just daze it. Okay. There's plenty of creatures left. I guess we have to brainstorm here. We found a shadow. Can I fetch reasonably here? I can go fetch to 2, block, up to 4, block, down to 2. As long as they don't dredge into a creeping show. I don't think I did that math wrong. Do I not have enough? I have exactly enough. I just can't get hit by a creeping show. Well, I guess I can get no, I can't get hit by a creeping shell. I guess neither one lets me get hit by a creeping shell. But this lets me get rid of the bridge tokens. Throw edge for 2. It was a miss. They're out of dredgers. Wait, are we winning? So now my block is here, here, here. Trade and gain. I can get their last dredger. I go to 2. The bridges are gone. I have a death right and a death shadow. I think we just won. Wow. They don't have any dredgers now, so I can't get chilled. Let's go! Let's go! That's kind of nutty. Kind of a wild one to win on the draw. What did we take out last time? I feel like you don't need, what, witches or thought seizes. Maybe you don't need dig. I have a wasteland, so keep. Oh, well, grief can't hit wasteland, so and they don't have a dredger yet, so I feel favored. I mean, I think I'm winning. They have mulliganed a lot, obviously, but their last card is a wasteland, so pretty sure this game is done. Ski. They have to draw another bazaar, basically. I could always draw surgical. I guess I should have cycled for surgical. I should have done that. Didn't hit it. Um. Yeah, I mean, I think these are worth it. Well, yeah, I think this is fine. They drew bazaar? Ah, the game is on. The game is on. Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to get this death right in to stop dredging. They probably should have held this wasteland for my green source, I would think. They hit a dredger, but a small dredger. So if I can dodge for 1 turn. Didn't dodge for 1 turn, so this is gonna bring back Narcomoeba Prized Amalgam. But I can beat a Prized Amalgam. I have a Death Shadow. This hits second Narcomoeba Bridge Icarid. Maybe I didn't need this for. I mean, I had to keep 2 cards if I did it, so. Alright, so here I can't eat the Icarid and play the Death Shadow? I guess I don't need to eat the Icarid right now. No, I can. I'm at 10. So this will become a 1/1. I don't think I need to eat the Icarid, though. I just wanna eat a Dredger. Like, if this puts me to 2? How does Death Shadow work? Does it die, or does it not die? I forget. I forget how Death Shadow works. Death Shadow combat, damn it. It's like state-based effects, right? So I can block this Prize Amalgam, right? Pretty sure that's how this works. Guess we'll find out together. Yeah. Okay, dope. Oh, they do get a 2/2 from this. Maybe that was bad. Maybe I was supposed to block Icarid. I was too busy figuring out if my thing would live, whether or not I wanted it to live. Whenever not to a creature card, yeah, I can't eat that thing out of the graveyard, so. I should have blocked Icarid, not Amalgam. No. Because the Icarid is going to die. They're going to get 2/2/2s, but I'm still going to eat the Icarid. Okay, I get another Shadow. Don't think I'm ready to swing yet. Because I am just matching these Narcomoebas in the air. I think it's fine not to swing. Gonna eat their Dredger. And they have to draw another Dredger. And naturally draw first. Doesn't seem very good unless you have a hollow one, right? They ever play a spell, we can daze it, pick up our Watery Grave to get an additional 2. They pitched a hollow one, so they wanted to get. Oh wow, they found Wasteland for my Trop, and I don't have anything to daze. Okay, this game got interesting really quick. That is the downside of 1 green. I would have to find another Death, right? And they did find a Dredger as well. This could be very bad for me. I have a lot of counter magic. Oh, that's a good draw. I'm running hot. Running hot. I'm running hot. So if I attack all and they don't block, they go to 8 and then they attack back for 6 and it's not even lethal. I can always block with this. I could always surgical this thug if I needed to. Can I make this lethal? If I go 8 and 8 is 16 is 18, almost lethal. I guess not. Okay. I don't think I'm supposed to hit this thug. I think I'm supposed to hit like a Narcomoeba if they hit it. Prized Amalgam, Icarid, Bridge, Reg, missed again. So everything missed. So what is their attack? Like they can't attack with these, right? Oh, they're gonna attack with those. Don't I just eat down to 6? No. Jump and eat something. I go to 5 and they lose their bridges, and then I can get rid of Icarid. I can do that now and not pay life. I have 1 life to spare. They have to chump. I think we won. Wow, these are crazy. We won. Wow, that was a beautiful match. I hope people watch this because this was great. Okay, our 5th and final round with Death Shadow. This hand looks pretty reasonable. We're up against someone who's probably playing PO, so I like keeping hands with Force, even though this hand is like obviously very clunky. None of the spells are super castable, but I think like Deathrite Shaman, Land, and Force is a pretty reasonable keep in most situations. Like, this is what I expected to happen. We kind of need to have Force. Okay, Mishra's Bauble lends to 8 cast, which is pretty rough. I honestly, even just a Saga is pretty rough here. We just don't have great answer to it in our current setup. Um, I really would like to make this deck. If I had to rebuild this deck a little bit, I would probably try to figure out ways to make my deck play better against Saga. I don't know if that's dressed down or I don't know what exactly the answer is, but I would be a little worried. So my opponent saw my top card and my Watery Grave. Never mind. Saga is easily answerable by my top deck Wasteland at literally every moment where I needed a top deck Wasteland. I swear to God, I've just drawn off the rails in these last 2 videos. It's great. Okay, my opponent seems to have drawn 3 cards and not drawn lands or thought casts or anything. So maybe they're hiding something from a wasteland. That's totally possible. Preventing me from having mana that way. I'm gonna. Yeah, I mean, I want this land. Do I want this vampiric as well? An interesting question. Um, I don't think so. Again, I think I'm just supposed to hold open force. I do feel very unfavored in this current situation. My opponent seems to like probably be missing just a slight piece to go off. I'm not sure exactly what that's going to be, but maybe it's just. I mean, they would have been able to cast Thought Monitor before. I'm just going to force this. Feel like it's like the leads to the end of the road if I let this resolve. Untap Opal, play Fluster. Pretty good. Okay. You got me, homie. Yeah, my hand was like a little anemic and it didn't really get there. I feel like this deck might struggle against this kind of draw from 8 cast. It's not like we're playing null rods. We do have some fluxes in the board though, which will help us a lot. This deck could easily play null rod if it wanted to. I'm sure these like Deathrite Shaman style decks have played null rod in the past. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like one thought monitor resolves, a second thought monitor resolves, and then all the game goes to hell. This just names Deathrite Shaman. If they had a saga, they would name Wasteland because they know about it. It means they're not sandbagging a saga, just they just don't have a saga. They don't have anything, apparently. Yeah, I'm not gonna write this game out just yet. I think there's still some game to be played here, but it does look tricky. Um, Probably have to have my opponent draw nothing and me draw some power. Force pitching Seagate Restoration. Okay. So if they attack me next turn, I could play, and they don't play a land. Next turn, I could play Witch and Shadow. Have to see what our opponent fires back with here. Nothing. Must be all counter magic. It's the only thing that makes sense. Think the witch is the witch might be more important. Either way, everything is deployed and I'm attacking, so it's kind of all up to my top of my deck and their top of the deck now because they don't think they win this race by attacking. Ah, they drew Ancestral. That's notably bad for me. Okay, seat. Second Opal. Tinker wins. Urza, Urza also probably wins. Unblockable construct here. Yeah, that was a pretty brutal bashing beating. Yeah. We would definitely need to have Dress Down to beat this. I think we have no answers right now in the main to a construct token, so or an unblockable construct token anyways. Obviously, just like playing a spell and blocking a construct token is reasonable, but also attacking with the Death Shadow is hard. What we're gonna do is we're gonna bring in Energy Flux and maybe Veil. Not sold on Decay being the play. Might still be Decay. They have Emery and Vault Key combo. Might still be reasonable. Thoughtseize on the play seems reasonable. Yeah, I'm off of this Decay. Let's just get these Thoughtseizes. And I think I want like maybe this. Like I said, zero clue. This doesn't seem like a very good matchup though. We only have, oh, I guess I'm supposed to bring in Hercules. I don't really like Hercules versus them. Good against constructs though. Maybe I'm supposed to bring in some Hercules. I feel like Daze is like really bad against the full mana deck. I'm gonna bring in Hercules just in case. I feel like it's a nice safety valve, and it actually answers constructs. I think I would prefer these Hercules to be dress downs, but then you have like no hate for Golos, and I'm not sure that's allowed. Maybe it's fine because you have Death Shadow, but okay, let's try again. This seems fine. We even get to cheat and look at their hand, you know? Kinda love to see that. Beginning to feel. All right, where you at? Fargo, where you at? Let's go. I want to cycle some cats and cheat and look at your hand. For free. Even better than for free. Costs me life. Absolutely. I'm all about that. Thought monitor tinker. Turn one tinker with force backup. All right, I'm no longer happy. Justin is no longer happy. I need a blue card off this. Unlucky, really. Need a blue card. What are they going to tinker for? We can beat a Sphinx because we have Hercules in our deck. So I assume my opponent goes Saga Jet, Sapphire, Tinker. I force pitching Force. They force pitching Fault Monitor, and then we see, excuse me, see where the chips land. If they draw an additional Moxen, they might go for Citadel, but we're really hoping they go for really hoping they go for Sphinx. I have like Time Walk Demonic or something in finding Hercules. Just Demonic probably for Hercules. See what they do. It's not unreasonable for my opponent to go get a Sphinx against the Deathrite Shaman deck, right? Got him. Willing to risk it for the biscuit on this brainstorm. I technically should not risk it for the biscuit on this brainstorm. I am down to 12. I am going to go to 6 no matter what, unless I hit a land off this. I'm in. I did not technically hit a land off this, which makes it not actually good. Um, hmm. Because I could put Witch Death right back. And then I could go Preordain, bottom, bottom. No, I think I should Time Walk no matter what here. No, I probably wanted Witch over Deathrite. Oh, the problem here is I don't have more lands to get. Okay, I'm gonna cast Demonic. Can I get a Flux? Too risky. No, can't get a Flux. Okay, I go to 6. I really need to hope they don't draw a mana source because I don't really want to deal with a Saga token. I guess I can just wait on the Hercules. Okay, so that I can deal with both Saga tokens. As long as the other card they have is not Flusterstorm. Really, like a fetch is our best draw. Okay, our fetch is our best draw. Lets us play around Fluster. So, yeah, I'm gonna let them do the Saga token thing. I guess I get beat by Dispute, which is kind of gross, but I guess I could theoretically go Hercules into Time Walk, but I think it's better to try to beat the Saga. I wonder if I'm supposed to upkeep so they have one less draw. But I beat Fluster, I just don't beat Dispute. I guess I lose the blue card Force. So I might have to play against one Saga token. I guess if they wait, if they use it here, it's even better, right? Because then they can't actually use this to make a token. Okay, dope. Yeah. Urkel's target you. Because one of their mana is an artifact mana. God bless. Okay. So now we're playing Magic again. You love to see it. We know that their hand is Sapphire Sphinx. Wonder if we're supposed to fetch a trop. Kind of feels weird to do that. They got Seat, Opal, Sapphire. So their hand is Unknown Sphinx. Holy shit, are they going to play it again? Ah, okay. Fair. 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 All right. I will get a trop and then eat my Street Wraith to go to at least enough to live again. I will try to find the other Hercules. You're not Hercules. Okay. Again. Gatto. It's not really good enough here. I didn't really think about Saga, get Lotus, have all mana in hand, pay 8 for a Sphinx. I guess they didn't Saga for Lotus. They already had Lotus. They Saga for Opal. So they could make white mana, or so they could make black mana and white mana. Damn. Kind of wild. So technically here, Dress Down could make the Sphinx just a 6/6, and then I can block with my Death Shadow. Just saying. If we wanted to put a death, in case someone wanted to put a Dress Down in the deck, it'd be pretty good. Just saying. Uh, man, is Dress Down just the best? Can't convince me it's not. Okay, they're at 31 and we're at 1 and I don't have Time Walk anymore. So I don't know how I have to find just my other Hercules. That's it. The end all be all. Another Hercules. Please. Survey says that's a Death Shadow. Brutal. Savage. Correct. Ah. Okay. Didn't get there. A lot of Death Shadows. Hmm. So if I had bounced this on their turn during attacks, I could have avoided this. I wonder if I misplayed it then. Maybe I was just supposed to take the L if they found counter magic and play around them having all mana. Could have been. Could have been a misplay on my part. Anyways, this deck's super cool. I'm really bad at it. I don't know how to sideboard. I think this deck wants Stress Down. Goes sweet with Shadow. It goes great against Constructs, which seem like could be an issue. Might want more hard-hitting sideboard cards like Null Rod, Flux. Not sure. Don't know how good Veil is in this deck. Maybe it's just the surprise factor, but I'm not a big Veil supporter. So the graveyard package looked good though. We were able to win some really neat games against Bazaar. So yeah, thanks for making it all the way to the end of this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. You get to see when the videos come out right away. They go in your little subscription list. It's dope and awesome. And if you want, you can even turn on the notification bell, which will let you know right away when the video goes live. But until next time, I hope everybody has a great rest of their week, and I will see you in the next video.